Hi everyone. This is the second demo version. Uh, Worldly Wise 3000 lecture. Uh, okay. Today we are going to take chapter one in the book 12. So, are you ready? Okay. Let's started. Lesson one. The first word is uh, acolyte. You know the acolytes. The acolyte, the person who assists in some religious services by carrying out minor duties. One who attends or assists, that is a follower. Okay, it's a kind of supporter for main religious serving ones. The movie director's acolytes hung on his every word. The second, bibulous. Bibulous, adjective, given to the consumption of drinks. Health education classes provide information about the damage that can result from an excessively bibulous lifestyle. Two, highly observant. The dentist ordered an ample supply of bibulous paper on which to place her instruments, things like that. Next one, coalesce. Actually, coalesce verb to grow together, to unite, to form a whole. Uh, dissatisfied, dissatisfied Republicans and the Democrats coalesced behind the third party candidates. Next, covert. Covert is adjective, not openly acknowledged, that is secret. The intelligence operation was supposed to be covert, but sophisticated technology revealed the plan. Declaim. Declaim is a verb to recite something in the style of a public speech, to speak in a loud, theatrical way, to be or not to be, declaim the actor, that is question. Is it actually the Hamlet? Is it actually Hamlet, the court? Next one, delineate. Delineate. Verb to describe vividly and in detail. In Pride, Prejudice, and Jane Austen delineates the social practices of late 18th century upper class England. Two, the draw an outline of, to represent by drawing. In her studio, the architect delineated her plan for the new wing of the building. Next one, demagogue. Demagogue. Demagogue is a leader who seeks power by appealing to people's emotions and prejudices and by making false claims and promises. During the 1950s, Senator Joseph McCarthy was demagogue who played on the people fear of communism. Okay, it's a kind of leader who seeks power. Okay, appealing to people's emotion and prejudice, and by making even false claim and promises. Okay, demagogue is a actually it has a negative moods, negative feelings. Encomium, encomium, encomium. Okay, encomium. Encomium, an expression of warm and enthusiastic praise, tribute. Okay, encomium is alright. At a dinner in his honor, and uh, philanthropist received encomiums for his generous financial gift to the cancer center. Okay, okay. Next, next one, obdurate, obdurate, obdurate is adjective, resistant to persuasion, inflexible. Okay, despite our pleadings, Maisie remained obdurate in her determination to hike the Hajadaris Trail. And next one is persistence in wrongdoing. The judge reasons that the obdurate high schooler would benefit more from focused education than from prolonged incar incarceration. Okay, next. Prescience. Prescience. Prescience mean foresight, knowledge beforehand of events. The ancient Greeks consulted oracles because they believed them to have the power of prescience. Okay, yeah, you know what is level is actually level 12 vocabulary level is very difficult, right? Protagonist, the chief character in a drama or story. The protagonist in Shakespearean tragedy is usually a person destroyed by a character flaw such as jealousy or excessive ambition. Sedulous, sedulous, completed with careful perseverance, diligent. Through their sedulous efforts, workers in Project Hope delivered medicine and supplies to doctors, patients in disaster joy. Trenchant, trenchant, express it with vigor, penetrating insight, keenly perceptive. The reviewer's trenchant criticism did not please the book author. Utopia, 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 a place or state of a perfect social and political conditions. The utopia promised by communism failed to um, material, materialize in Eastern Europe. Okay, and valedictory, valedictory, valedictory mean a farewell address, especially one given at a graduation ceremony. The valedictory is usually given by a student who has achieved great distinction. And next, adjective, of or relating to such a farewell address. General Lee's valedictory remarks to the Army Virginia were hinged with sadness. Okay, I think we're done with dealing with the vocabularies. How was it? It's a kind of difficult, right, to understand, and I get to pick up the words. Yes, I know. It's kind of really difficult, not easy. Okay, jump up to the next reading passage. The title is Invisible Man. Okay. During the summer of 1945, Ralph Ellison lived on a French farm environment, recuperating from a stress-related illness, a result of his wartime service in the Merchant Marine. He hoped to use the time to write. Even though he was a little known as an author, he had written essay about literature for years. One day, as he sat at his typewriter, he packed out the words, I'm an invisible man. At first, he was unsure what the sentence meant, but he but as he pondered it, a number of ideas relating to his identity as an African American began to coalesce for him. Although at the time he was unaware of the impact his book would have, he had begun writing one of the most significant novels of the 20th century. It took him 7 years. When the work was published in 1952 as Invisible Man, the encomiums that greeted including the Nation Book Award for Fiction in 1953, ensures its instant status as a classic American novel. It has held his position ever since. One frequently mentioned feature of the book is the use Ellison makes of the richness and diversity of African American speech and experience. Another feature of often notes is the presence of the book. Many of the events delineated in the novel have parallels in the civil rights and Black Power movements that erupted in the United States within a years of its publication. The protagonist of Invisible Man is an unnamed African American. He is invisible as an individual because white Americans, blinded by racial stereotypes, see only the color of his skin. The novel begins with his graduation from high school in the South. He has been asked to give the valedictory address. Later, he is invited to present his speech before a gathering of the town's reading white male citizen and to receive a scholarship from them. This turns out to be a bibulous occasion at which the entertainment is a fighting fitting invisible man and his classmates against each other. His speech is almost forgotten, bruised, bloodied from the fight. Invisible Man declaims his speech, still days from the melee. However, he uses the words social equality in place of social responsibility. One of the men in the audience angrily challenges him, informing him, "We mean to do right by you, but you've got to know your place at all times." The last of the noble concerns, Invisible Man attempts to find his place, and it is emphatically not the place to which white American has consigned him. Dropped from the college he attended because he has unwittingly embarrassed the president of the school. Invisible Man travels north to New York to look for work. After a series of jobs, he becomes an acolyte of Brother Jack, the leader of Brotherhood, a group that hopes to further their goals of social change by using the discontents of African Americans of discrimination model and part on the Communist Party, which sides covered alliance with African American for its own political ends, and the Brotherhood offers utopian vision or equality. However, Invisible Man gradually understands that he and other African American members are being used by the organization. The demagoguery of a Ross and ex ex-holder leader of an African American separatist groups offers as a little hope for change to African American as the first promises of the Brotherhood do. In the midst of violent riots, spawned in part by the Brotherhood and taken up by Raz and his followers, Invisible Man takes shelter inside an underground coal cellar from which vantage points he tells his story. In the closing passage of the novel, he announces I'm shaking out the old skin, and I'll leave it here in the hole. I'm coming out, no less invisible without it, but coming out nevertheless. And I suppose it's damn well time. In the years that followed, Allison Trenchant, the critic of race relation in America, was now well received by militant African American readers who viewed him as a apologist for white America. But Allison was obdurate in his insistence that literature was not propaganda for particular causes. In one his essays, he states, I had to accept the fact that if I tried to adapt to their point of view, I would not only be dishonest, but would violate disastrously that sense of complexity, historical and the cultural, political, personal, out of which it is not fate and privilege to write. For the next 40s, Ellison worked seriously on a second novel. When he died in April 1994, it was still unfinished and consisted of some 1,500 manuscript pages kept in no particular order in several cardboard boxes. Allison's widow invites his longtime friend John Callahan, a professor of literature, to shape this material into a novel. The resulting 368-page work titled, uh, what is it? Juneteenth. Am I right? Juneteenth. Juneteenth was published in 1999 to mixed reviews. Invisible Man has set an extraordinarily high standard that the second book, in the view of some critics, failed to match. Allison also said, I would rather write one good book than five bad ones. In the end, that is perhaps what he did. Okay. Oops. I think, yeah, that's for today. So, actually, so far, we covered the chapter one in the book 12 and Worldly Wide 3000. Is that actually, I think, it is, vocabulary level is so high. So, yeah, a little bit difficult to understand, to pick up, I know, but I think that this is demo version lecture will be helpful to take my lessons. Okay, so I think that's for today. Do you have anything to ask me? And do not hesitate to send me on email. Actually, I will write my email address on the subtitle. Okay? Okay, that's for today. Thank you for watching me so far. Okay, have a good day. Bye bye.